Stop being a liar if you want to be successful with your health goals. Why am I saying this and who am I to say this, right? I'm Coach Ábris, founder of Demi Cycle Protocol, and over the past year we helped over 50 high achievers and corporate executives get in the best shape of their lives, double their natural energy levels, and sustainably get below 15% body fat without having to starve themselves, without having to count calories, or spend more than 2 to 3 hours per week in the gym or training at home or whatever they prefer. But this wouldn't have been possible. All of our successful client transformations, let me show you in a second, all of these over here, these dudes couldn't have transformed. These transformations wouldn't have been possible had they been liars. And what do I mean by liars, right? So we commit mistakes all. We are all humans, right? But lying is a terrible mistake, and you want to cut it out from your life as soon as possible. Especially when you are lying to yourself. When you stand in front of a mirror, you know that something is not okay about how you feel, how you look, how your energy levels are, and how your confidence is about your own body, about your own brain chemistry and the way you operate. You might not feel good about this, and you might make a commitment, or at least you're saying you're making a commitment that, okay, from tomorrow I will be going to the gym, I will eat healthy, I will make some lifestyle changes that will last for long enough for me to make this transformation and to sustain it for a lifetime. But then it never happens. It always becomes next Monday, it always becomes next month, next year, from New Year's or whatever, right? And you're lying to yourself, and if you're lying to yourself, you're lying to others. You're fucking yourself over and you're fucking others over. How can they trust in you? And there's a very, very simple step to change this, but let's face the hard facts first, right? You don't want to be the person who lies to himself, who betrays himself, who just breaks the promises that he made for himself. And before Demi Cycle Protocol and our clients have been successful, I have also committed mistakes on, working with liars and associating with liars, because it's not enough for you not to be a liar. You gotta stop associating with liars, with people who lie to others and with people who lie to themselves. And what do I mean by that? I used to commit the mistake of getting clients, onboarding clients who were liars and who did not commit to the program, who did not do what they were supposed to do, right? And it was back then, when I was much younger, much more inexperienced. And as you are watching this video, and probably you're a high achiever, a corporate executive, an entrepreneur, you already know that when you get started with business or any kind of high-performing career, sometimes you will just swallow things that otherwise you wouldn't. You will tolerate behaviors that otherwise you shouldn't, because you are inexperienced. And the same happened to me when I haven't been screening so hard who do I work with, or who later on my health coaching company, Demi Cycle Protocol, is working with. And later on, after accumulating these experiences, we have come to the conclusion that we are not working with liars anymore. We don't work with men who cheat on their wives. We don't work with men who fuck other people over in business. We don't work with men who lack this kind of internal feeling of honesty and this kind of integrity, right? We don't work with men who do not deliver for their clients. We do not work with men who say they quit drugs but they come back on it a week later. We don't work with liars. And the biggest mistake I committed in my life was working with liars, because once you start associating with liars, you are influenced, because you are affected the most by the people who you spend time with, or who you do business with, or who you have any type of association with. And if you have association with a liar, you are becoming more and more of a liar yourself. And you want to cut that shit out, right? Let's focus on the positive things. What can we do against it, right? So it all starts in the body and brain. This is what I want you guys to understand. To, first of all, to become the man who is worth trusting, who is worth listening to become someone, and in the meantime electricity came back, alright, to become someone who is worth looking up to and worth following, either by your family or your team members or your company. Whoever wants to look up to you as a leader, they should have all the reasons to look up to you. And if you're not a man of your word, if you don't keep your word, if you are not committed to a certain contract and you don't deliver on the things that are in the contract, or if you promise yourself that you will start transforming your health, you will start transforming your body, and it keeps being delayed year after year, decade after decade, and it's never happening, then you're a liar. And you don't want to be. So it all starts with fixing your health, with fixing your body first. So saying that, okay, enough is enough, this can't go on like this anymore. And I will be honest with myself first, so I can be honest with others too. So if you want to become a man of honesty, a man of values, a man of telling the truth, then first start telling the truth to yourself. So buckle up and just commit to 2 to 4 intense workouts per week. Start committing to a high protein diet. Start committing to fixing your sleep hygiene, so then your brain chemistry, your energy levels will improve. And what happens when your brain chemistry improves? Your mood starts getting elevated. And when you live your life with a constant state, or in a constant state of high energies and an elevated mood, you produce much better results. You are not about just, doing business or selling stuff anymore. That's not your identity. It's about giving value. It's about sharing the energies that you have with other people. And with energy, you can do amazing and wonderful things. So the thing is that everything that you create in your life, the businesses that you build, the wealth that you are accumulating over the years, are all a transfer of energy, right? And if you do not have the kind of internal energy that comes from your body and that comes from your brain, you can't transfer these values to other people. You can't do this shit at scale, right? Because people might be asking me that, Ábris, if you're so much about giving value and helping out people, why don't you do this for free? Well, because this is all made of energies, right? When you start a business, of course you're about giving value, but you gotta put food on the table, right? So you start, you charge some, you scale it up and stuff like that, then you diversify your product range so you make more affordable, and you also keep your premium products or services, whatever you're doing. So you can ultimately serve more people. So it's not about putting away as much as you can. Just for your instance, in the first 2 years of running Demi Cycle Protocol, I made 0 profits. So everything was reinvested into being able to help more and more people and gather more and more experience and professional knowledge, and so on and so on and so on. Because it's not just about being a jack dude in a tank top, yapping about lifting and stuff like that. No, there are so many facets to this to make it as simple, as digestible, and as enjoyable for our clients as possible. So if you are on the fence and you might consider joining us at some point, you should know that we are always about to make it convenient for you. So if you're the type of guy who wants to be a Spartan warrior and everything is about discomfort, 75 hard, stuff like that, probably our program is not for you. Because why would you just torture yourself if you can make progress in a fun way and you can actually do that for decades to come, right? And circling back to the topic, let's be honest, right? Honesty. Could you be a Spartan warrior? Could you do 75 hard for the rest of your life? Probably not. So I get that. Initially, everybody is a tough guy. Initially, everybody has the motivation. And everybody says, yes, I'm about to invest in my health this year, 2024 or 2025, whenever you're watching this video. This is going to be the year of health for me. And then a couple of weeks down the line, you just spot the next shiny object, either in business or in other facets of life, and you're like, no, it's not going to be the year of health for me. Maybe next year. And then again, you have lied to yourself. and then you're still feeling crap about your body, you're still feeling crap about your energy levels, nothing has changed because you failed to become a man of your word, right? You failed to convey this kind of honesty towards the world, right? So this is it. How do you convey more value? How do you prove to other people that you're worth listening to? If you have already built a successful business, right? And you knew how to scale it up and how to help people. So value is just coming out of you because this is what you're good at. And you have good intentions. I believe that if you're watching this video, you have good intentions, you're a good person, you just lack the energies to convey this properly and to take this even further, and or to translate this to other areas of your life, which could be your family, your relationships, or your health, right? And also, you may wonder that, okay, why does this happen like this? Why does this dude talking about like not being an honest person? So, why does this make me a bad person? No. In the long term, yes. But if you change today and if you change your behaviors, you will become a good person. And that doesn't mean that everything that you have done so far is bad. You have done amazing things. It's just, it's a little bit harder for people to trust you if you're out of shape, or if you're not present, if you're not listening to what they're saying, right? If you constantly have low testosterone, brain fog, a lack of energy, it's very hard for you to actually pay attention to what people are saying and to remember them, and to deliver those little acts of kindness and remembering things that will make people really be attached to you and look up to you, right? So if your energy levels are not there, if you're not there in the brain, and if you can't convey this with your physique that you're actually taking care of yourself, it becomes very hard to be a present person. And it becomes very hard to eventually convey all the value that you have already built with your business or with your career. It's very hard to convey this value to other areas if your body and your brain is basically not in shape, right? And I have met people like this who weren't willing to change that, who always kept telling themselves, they always kept kind of like gaslighting themselves into not doing anything. So what do I mean by that? So they always said, okay, this year it's gonna change, this year is gonna be different, I'm gonna be taking care of my health. And a couple of days, couple of weeks in, they stopped. And they never kept their word. They never kept their word for themselves. They kept skipping sessions. They kept messing up their nutrition entirely. And then when a major health issue just came up, they started blaming everything else. Their consequence, their circumstances, their food, or the accessibility of the food, or the hectic seasons in business, their families. They started shifting the blame. Meanwhile, the simple reason was that they were just not true to their words. So if you happen to be the type of person who makes a promise to himself about going through a set of behavior changes which might be a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but then you keep failing to stay true to these promises, then yeah, you just fuck yourself over. And that's not a pleasant thing, right? You might not notice, you might not feel bad about this, but this is the truth. This is what happened, right? And if you want to avoid being this type of person, then just stop simply bullshitting yourself. And don't get too enthusiastic in the beginning. Just be chill about it. Have a clear game plan of what you want to do, where you want to get to. Be specific about your goals, and be realistic about how much time and effort are you willing to prioritize and allocate to this certain endeavor. And once you've got your numbers right, you know that I want to lose 45 pounds in the next 6 months, and I want to do that in less than 3 hours per week, and I don't want to ever stop eating pizza. Okay? Now we've got 3 super specific data points on where you want to get to. Okay? And then you're not telling me that I want to do 75 hard, or I want to do a carnivore diet, or I want to cut out carbs entirely and I will do this and I will get shredded. No, you won't, because you have promised something to yourself that you never even tried. So how do you expect yourself to deliver on that promise? So first of all, the number one key factor in not failing to deliver on your promises is making a realistic promise. Don't promise the stars if you haven't even climbed the tree. Okay? So don't shoot too high for yourself. I'm all in for aiming for high goals. Aim for it. Build a 9, 10, 11 figure business. Become the next Steve Jobs or, Elon Musk. You can do whatever you want. I'm also aiming higher. One day, you will see Demi Cycle Protocol as a household name. But it doesn't mean that I want to do it next week, right? Everything goes step by step. So set these specific micro goals for yourself, let's say for the next 6 months, something that you can deliver on, or if you don't know whether you can deliver on it or not, just assess your situation, how you want to get there, right? What are the things that you are willing to permanently leave behind, and what are the things that you will want to keep? Or for example, talk to an expert who actually knows what is realistic and in what time frames, right? And then, and only then, get started. And once you get started, there's no way back. And if you promise yourself you will go to the gym 3 times per week, fucking do it. And just get started with it. It's not like it will be pure hell and suffering all the 3 times of that week. But there might be 1 or 2 days when you don't really feel like going. But you go there, you start doing your training session, and just 10 minutes in, you don't want to leave. Because all of these so-called endorphins, these happiness hormones, start releasing in your body, and they will keep you coming back for more. And you will be pushing it. You will be pushing it harder because you will feel not the motivation, because it's not motivation that you need. You will feel momentum because you get the results. You get the better mood, the higher energy levels, and ultimately the complete transformation of your body in a way that you become unrecognizable in the next 6 months. This is all it takes, but for that, you need to be an honest person. Think of your transformation and your health as a contract that you're signing. Think of your body and your brain as the contractors, or think of them as the stakeholders of the deal. You sign this deal with your body and your brain that you will help them improve. Let's say if brain and body were companies or business partners, and you would be, let's say, optimizing their conversion rate, you would say, I will optimize your conversion rate and increase that by 200% by the next 6 months. Alright? Will your brain and body be happy with that, right? Your brain gets to convert twice as much energy into action, right? Your body does the same, right? So you become twice more efficient. I think both of these stakeholders would say yes to the deal, but only if you can deliver on your promises and you have the proof that you can actually do that, right? If you're a guy who is obsessed with pizza, you don't have the proof that you can do carnivore diet forever, for example, right? Because you love pizza and you love pastries, and there is nothing wrong with that. Just make a promise that's realistic. So you're making this deal with your brain and your body, right? You sit down in the negotiation room and at the closing table, call it whatever you want, and you sign the deal. You make a commitment that every single week, 3 times, you will go and train as intense as you can for 40-45 minutes. You don't need more than that. Alright? And then that you will eat a high protein, whole food based diet 80% of the time, and you will only indulge in your favorite sweets, chocolates, cakes like 20% of the time. You make a commitment to your brain that you will optimize your sleep, you will follow a stable pre-bed routine which actually helps you get calm, reduce your stress levels, and make it easier to fall asleep and to sleep deeper during the night. So you will be more energetic the next morning. You make this deal, and every single day you're following the plan. But if you sign this contract with your body and your brain, and you fuck them over, guess what? They will fuck you over too. Here's your revenge, right? Because unfortunately, both your body and your brain, sometimes they can be annoying bitches. And they will take revenge on you if you don't take care of them properly. Your body will revenge you with unexpected health issues. And then, well, you should blame yourself for not being a man of your words, not your circumstances. The same goes for your brain when it starts to deteriorate, especially like it starts deteriorating very young. Actually, after the age of 27, your brain starts being less and less efficient every single year. Imagine that. But how much longer do you want to use your brain? Probably decades after you turn 27, because if you're watching this video, you're already way over 27. Just like majority of my clients. And they have an efficient brain. They are operating at their absolute best every single day. And why? Because they kept all of the agreements in the contract that they have signed with their brain, that they will optimize their sleep, they will get enough sunlight, that they will follow everything about their nutrition and their supplementation and their lifestyle habits and about physical movement that helps them enhance their brain in a way that it's sustainable and it's fun for them. Because you can have it all. You can be a ripped, rich, wealthy dude with a loving family around him and a network that genuinely looks up to him. You can have this all. You just have to keep the promises. You have to keep all of these, you have to check the boxes in the contract. And once you sign and commit to it, there is nothing more disgusting about a man who commits to something, or at least namely signs up to something, and then just doesn't follow it through. There's nothing more disgusting about a man who gets married and makes this lifelong commitment and cheats on his wife. Like, at least get out of the marriage. Oh, you didn't sign a prenup? Wife took your money? My man, skill issues. Think in advance. Make wise decisions. And I'm really sorry for those who are going through this and things didn't turn out the way they wanted to be. Because I know people who are like genuinely honest and good about this, but the thing is, life can be cruel sometimes. And you want to be a man of your word. So it's easier to end the things before opting for the possibility of cheating. The same goes for your diet, right? Have a diet that you don't want to cheat on. Marry a wife that you don't want to cheat on. Close a business deal where you won't fuck over your customer. Or do business with someone who is not likely to fuck you over. And I know that it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you can't distinguish between honest people and dishonest people because you haven't really been an honest person to yourself yet, right? So think about this a little bit, and once you realize that it all starts in your body, you being honest to your body, you being honest to your brain, it will feel like liberation. You will be liberated from the burden of being a dishonest person, and this starts by admitting that I've been dishonest to myself. I have fucked myself over. And if you just realize this, you're less likely to fuck girls over, you're less likely to fuck business connections over, and you are less likely to lie to anyone. So if there is one advice or one key takeaway that you can learn from this video today, is just don't be a liar. And if you want to become a man of value, or want to keep growing as a man of value, because I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this, you have already created immense amount of value to this world, so you're a great person. You just gotta stop bullshitting yourself when it comes to your health, because man, one day you will go away. One day you will leave this planet. The Grim Reaper is just standing in the corner and just waiting for your time. So make sure that that time comes as late as possible, and until then you're living a quality life and everyone will remember you as a man of his word. And for that, you need to stop lying to yourself first. So get yourself together, go down to the gym, eat a high protein diet, and watch my other videos where I teach you step by step exactly how to follow along all different aspects of health and wellness without being a boring gym rat, without becoming neurotic about your health and micro optimizations and stuff like that. So how to do it in a fun and sustainable way. And if you want to kind of like copy paste our systems into your lifestyle, but you find it a little bit overwhelming or a little bit difficult, and you want professional guidance and help with that, and daily ongoing accountability and the possibility of working one-on-one, and you're ready to not bullshit yourself and you're ready to become a man of your word when it comes to your body and your brain, if you are ready to double your natural energy levels without having to take stimulants, without having to take sedatives or sleep drugs or melatonin, so if you're ready to do this the natural and honest way, right? If you want to become an honest man about your body and your brain, then book a free call with us. Go down to the description, click on that link, and we will give you an exact game plan tailored to you, tailored to the questions that you're filling out, and you will see an entire roadmap for yourself for the next 6 months on how we would make this transformation happen if we were to work one-on-one together. And if you happen to be a good fit, now we can talk about that one as well. But if you might have got offended, or if you are just generally not a man of your word, if you prefer signing up for something than not giving a shit about it and then just not following it, then blaming the system, blaming the person, blaming the circumstances for you not being successful because of you lying to yourself, if you're this type of person, then please go away from this channel for as many miles as you can, because we are not going to help you. But if you have some willingness to change, if you recognize these mistakes after this hard conversation that we are having with each other right now, if you recognize your mistakes and you honestly feel a little bit embarrassed about it or guilty, you don't have to. You don't have to be guilty. Just strengthen your brain a little bit. Some of you still have a glimmer of hope and still show me reasons to be hopeful. And if you are this type of person but you're not ready to transform yet, train your brain first. Get that mind in shape first, because this is where everything starts. Train yourself to be an honest and consistent person, to not fall off track, to not lie to yourself, to not skip your sessions, right? And how to do that, how to get your brain in shape first, is very simple. Watch my previous videos, go through my channel, and I teach you exactly how to do that. So hopefully one day when your brain becomes just as ripped as you want your body to be, then you can come back to this video or go down to the description, book a free call with us, and then hopefully work together with the future and become one of the successful clients of Demi Cycle Protocol. And if you generally like this video, and if you do agree that sometimes we gotta have these honest and hard conversations with each other to drive growth, to drive change, a change in behavior that will be a net positive for everyone, then please press like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. As I said before, this is an honest and hard conversation, so you might not like all of the points that I have listed here, and you might disagree with some of them. In this case, or even if you agree, just stay calm, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's make it a civil discussion, a civilian and intelligent discussion, right? So you can write a hate comment, just make it well worded and make it make sense. Okay, and you can write a support comment, or like you can also tell off haters, like the thing I love about you guys, my subscribers, you always tell off haters. I don't even have to respond to them. You just send them the hell away. But the thing is, you don't need to be rude, right? Let's make it a civil discussion. And thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one.